Yeah, really. So, we have Roberta here in our basement studio. This is Songs and Stories of Shiloh, and I have a few questions for Roberta Trelford. Let's start with the first question. How did you come to Shiloh Community Church?
Well, I think it was in 2007. Arnold's dad, Lewis, was moved to the Southampton Care Centre, and his mom, Ira, was alone then. So we were attending the Anglican Church in Tara at the time, and we made the decision to come to Shiloh so we could bring Ira to church and be with her for some company.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've been there ever since. So that's 14 years now.
I guess you liked it when you brought
I
Ira.
guess we did, yes.
And where are you from originally?
Well, I was born in a little wee hamlet of Parkhead, which is between Alvanley and Hepworth.
Okay.
And my family moved to Tara the year I turned 4. And
Okay.
so I lived in Tara pretty much all of my life until we moved to Tiverton in 2000.
In 2000. Okay.
Mhm.
So you've been in Tiverton for a while then.
Yeah, I guess that's 21 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And when did you first become a Christian?
Well, I can't say that that I can pinpoint that. I guess I don't have that pow moment like other people have talked about. But when I was growing up, we attended the Anglican Church in Tara. And when I was about 12, I started the course to become confirmed in the church.
Okay.
And so I think that was the start of it, because we had classes for probably 8 weeks or so. And of course we learned the catechism and, all the, did a lot of Bible studies and things like that.
Yeah.
And so I think that was probably the beginning of it.
Okay.
But I can remember that when I was at that church, I sang in the choir. So I would be a young teen, I guess, after I was confirmed, sang in the choir. And on communion Sundays, the choir would always sing as the congregation came up. And at that time, we came up to the front, of course, to the communion rail to receive the sacraments.
Yeah.
And we would sing. And one hymn that I remember in particular that we sang on a regular basis was Just As I Am. Just as I am without one plea,
I love that hymn.
O Lamb of God. And I think by singing that song, when I think about it now, singing that hymn over and over again, that my heart just changed. I don't know, you know how a song or the words of it just sort of stick in your mind. And I think when I look back now, that was probably the time that I, really began my work with my walk with God, just by singing that over and over. And when I, you hear those words, and it just kind of changes your heart. I think
that's beautiful.
I think that was probably had a big impact.
Yeah. So you were pretty young then when you started your walk with the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say probably young teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. What would be a very memorable experience for you in your walk with God?
Well, I can't pinpoint any one memorable experience, but being a 2-time cancer survivor,
Wow.
I always thank God every day for healing me, and being my rock through those times. And I always feel that I'm here, that He's given me another chance to be here and to do His work. And whatever plan He has for my life, whatever He has planned for me, that He has given me that chance to work to the to the glory of His kingdom.
It is
think
a very big deal. The Lord healed you twice from cancer and
Mhm.
kept you here. That's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's, although I don't have any one memory, that just always, I'm so thankful for that. And
Yeah. Wow.
and I don't know what I would have done at the time if I didn't have didn't have that faith, didn't have Christian friends and family to stand beside me.
Yeah. Sometimes people think that hard times like pull us farther away from the Lord, but really I find for a lot of Christians, because of our hard times, we can lean on the Lord.
Yeah, I think
and that's
so.
really precious.
Yes, for sure.
Can you share a memory from your time at Shiloh?
Well, I have many memories of my time at Shiloh.
22 years worth?
Well, 14. I've lived in 14 years. But I guess in my memories, I remember the Shiloh family and how much support they give to everyone.
I've heard that many times.
Yeah,
actually.
and so it just brings to mind that what a great family Shiloh has. I mean, they support you regardless. Whether you have an illness, whether you've had major surgery, whether you're going through a rough time in your life. It's just they're there for you, whether it's just a card or a phone call or treats brought to your home, or I've received bags of gifts that you can open one every little while to cheer you up, just things like that. Just the fellowship and the people that are there to support you no matter where you're at in your life. And I think that's it's just so great to be in a church that has that support and that fellowship.
Yeah. I can say that's very true of Shiloh. They're very supportive and loving.
Yes, for sure.
Is there a worship song that you like and that you would like to share, as well as maybe some of the reasons of why you like it?
Okay, so I mentioned the hymn, that I really loved, that I thought had a huge impact on my walk with God. But another one that I've really come to love just lately is He Giveth More Grace.
Yeah.
And I just think the words have just resonated with me just lately, and we know even though we're Christians, that we aren't exempt from having troubles and trials, and we just need to know that He's there for us, and that we can lean on Him no matter what we're going through. And I just want to read some words from that song so I don't get them wrong. I can sing it. So it says, His love has no limits, His grace has no measure, His power has no boundary known unto men. For out of His infinite riches in Jesus, He giveth and giveth and giveth again. And I think the words of that song are a message to all of us that no matter what we're going through, we can turn to God, and He just gives that grace to us.
Yeah, I love that hymn.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. And who would you like to nominate for the next Songs and Stories?
I think I'd like to nominate Andy Dern, that guy with the smooth announcement voice that we hear every Sunday on the online service. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes.
All right, we'll go talk to Andy. We'll get him to do a Songs and Stories episode, even if we have to restrain him to get it.
Right.
Well, thank you so much, Roberta.
Thank you, Jessica.
Talk to you again.
Yes, thank you.
nights.